Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Learning Torah Lishma. A little bit on the way of the wise man, the way someone that's smart works, and I think this is also very important to mention. And that is, if someone tells you something and it doesn't make any sense, it's counter logic. So if it's just a nobody that tells you it, there's no reason to give it any thought. Now, according to the Baal Shem Tov, you should, you should think that maybe Hashem is trying to teach you something. You understand? But let's just go according to simple ways of working. You understand? Now, if someone, a genius, or let's say a very big person, tells you something and it doesn't make sense, then you don't just throw it off. Rather, you double check yourself. You talk to other smart people. You want to make sure that there isn't something that you're missing and he's correct, and you might do the foolish thing or something that will hurt you or hurt someone else. So that's one type of scenario. Then there's another scenario that there's this person that's way smarter than you, way more knowledgeable in this area than you, and a person thinks, what he or she said, it makes sense, but what I'm saying also makes sense, but we're not talking about equals. This person is above you, not just by a little bit, but by a lot. So one will think that since they make sense and I make sense, and in my mind what I'm saying makes more sense, that I should do what I'm thinking. Now, of course, there is a place for that. However, usually in that scenario, you should listen to the more knowledgeable person, because it could be our minds do play tricks with us. So for a mind to make something that's wrong look right, to play that type of trick, it's not so easy. Now, there are people that they're bichlal, their whole mind isn't working properly, and therefore they should just always rely on the smarter person, because their minds just aren't working properly, and they need to just listen to the person that's way smarter than them, just that their mind should get back on track. Yes, there is such a thing as that. At the same time, in a regular scenario, when it's a regular person, his mind works, fine. Sometimes a person could be people. You could have someone that's very afraid, and they're constantly telling you, well, maybe this will happen, maybe that will happen, this, and then all of a sudden the person becomes a fearful person, and that's where all the issues happen. You understand? So each person has to see their scenario to find the truth. But again, going to a general scenario, by most people, that they have leveled heads. So the question is, the person has is what this person who is clearly way smarter than me is saying, and what I'm saying, they both make sense. They both make sense. So should I do what I think I should do? Because to me, I think this makes more sense. There is when a person's mind, his feelings, or because he doesn't have all the facts, could be why he thinks his way makes more sense. But really, the smarter person, who first of all doesn't have that bias, the feeling bias that you have, and also is way smarter than you, could have more details that could show why what you're thinking is incorrect, but you don't have that wisdom yet. You understand? And therefore that's why you think what you think. So then you should listen. So this is just important. I thought it was important to point out because lots of times we're talking about knowledge and reason, and a person might say, well, if I think mine's is more right, then also I shouldn't listen. That's what we're coming to say. No, it's when something is wrong. You understand? That's when you don't listen. Just to clarify it. But when but when both of you make sense, then of course a person should listen to the person who's clearly way smarter than you, way more knowledgeable in this area than you. I love you, and Hashem loves you more.